Hello everyone, I'm Ankit and you're watching StudyIQ IAS English. In our today's video, we'll try to understand how Southwest Monsoon works. But particularly, we are going to emphasize on the fact that why do Southwest Monsoon, when it enters into India, it always enters through the state of Kerala. Now, the reason why we have picked up this article for our today's discussion is quite simple. Because according to the Indian Meteorological Department, the Southwest Monsoon is expected to hit the Indian coast in Kerala on May the 26th, which is nearly a week ahead of its usual onset time, which is usually set at 1st of June every year. Now, as millions of Indians, including yours truly, we eagerly wait for monsoon to bring much relief from this sweltering heat. This brings a question in my mind. What is so special about Kerala that always the monsoon enters into India through Kerala first? So this is what we are here to understand in our today's video. Now the notes which I will be using for our today's session, these are very important for your geography syllabus of the UPSC, and therefore you can go to a particular Telegram channel called as ETS Live and download them. And while you're at it, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel also. Okay, so let us first start by understanding how does the Southwest Monsoon, which occurs into the Indian subcontinent during the summer months, actually develop. Now, the core principle behind the development of any monsoon season is the temperature difference between the land and sea, and this is what actually leads to monsoon. Now, what happens during the summer months in India? Usually, the sun is directly over and in and around the region of Tropic of Cancer. So as a result, the sun is directly overhead the Indian subcontinent. Now, when the sun is directly over the Indian subcontinent, it heats up the Indian landmass. So when the Indian landmass is heated by the sun directly overhead, it leads to uplifting of the air. And when the air uplifts, it leads to development of the low pressure onto the Indian subcontinent region. So this is how low pressure develops over the Indian subcontinent, and why it is developing it? Because of the intensification of heat due to the summer season. Now this development or this intensification of heat over the subcontinent creates a large low pressure zone over the northwestern parts of Indian subcontinent. So this creates low pressure in the Indian subcontinent. Now let us understand what is happening in and around the Indian subcontinent, that is in the water bodies of Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. As you need to understand, the temperature difference between land and water is somewhat stark because of occurrences of low pressure region over the land, and on the other hand, the waters are relatively cool. So as waters are relatively cool, in towards the water develops a high pressure region. And this differential between the low pressure created over the land and high pressure created over the water bodies, it is what leads to monsoon season. So for monsoon to develop, there should be a high pressure towards the ocean and low pressure towards the land, and winds have the tendency to naturally move from high pressure region to the low pressure region. So for the monsoon to develop, for the monsoon to intensify, you need high pressure to increase and the low pressure to decrease further. And this is what is the way of the monsoon. It moves from high pressure region to low pressure region. Now let us understand how this monsoon is powered. This monsoon is powered by first intensification of heat over the land. So more is the heat, more will be the low pressure that will be created towards the Indian subcontinent. Now let us talk about what factors actually leads to increase in high pressure over the water region, and the first factor that comes to my mind is the mascarin high. Now mascarin high is a high pressure cell which is located in the southern Indian Ocean, very near to the eastern coast of Madagascar. So from this map you can understand the high pressure region develops here near the mascarin high. So as this mascarin high gets more powerful, more high pressure develops, and this is what actually feeds the monsoon season. Because the stronger and more robust the mascarin high is, the more powerful, the more intensify will the pressure gradient become, and this will actually feed into the rainwater system. And as this high pressure developed over the mascarin islands in the Indian Ocean surges northwards, it is what is powering the Indian monsoon system. And to add to this monsoon system emerges a very other important phenomena called as the Somali Jet. Now, Somali Jets are those wind systems when they travel northwards across the equator, they interact with the East African highlands like the mountains in the region of Kenya and Ethiopia. So when this atmospheric river, which consists of a large amount of what you can say evaporation from the ocean, it created or it is compressed and accelerated due to the interaction with the East African highland. Now this creates a powerful and a low level atmospheric river. As I told you, atmospheric river are those high velocity hose which contains a massive amount of evaporation, which consists of a massive amount of moisture, and more intensify this Somali Jet becomes, more water this wind system carries and moves towards the Indian subcontinent, and this is what results into high amount of rainfall in the Indian subcontinent. Now you must be thinking from this particular image that, as I told you, from high pressure regions in the Indian Ocean, the wind systems move northwards towards the Indian subcontinent. But why do they hit on the particular western coast of Indian subcontinent and not hit the coast of Gujarat first? And the answer behind this is Earth's rotation. So what you need to understand, as the Earth rotates from the western direction towards the eastern direction, this results into curvature of the wind in both northern and in the southern hemisphere. Due to Earth's rotation from west towards the east direction, the wind system's intents of moving northwards, it takes a right turn, or it changes its direction towards the right in the northern hemisphere, and towards the southern hemisphere it turns towards the left. So talking about the northern hemisphere, when this pressure system emerging south from the equator crosses the equator, due to Earth's Coriolis force, they take a right turn, and this Coriolis force is what brings the rainfall towards the western coast of India, particularly the southern states of Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and not directly into Gujarat. So it is the Coriolis force, which is the wind crossing the equator, they get deflected towards the right, and this is caused by Earth's rotation on its own axis from the west towards the east direction, and as a result the southern trade winds transform itself into moisture laden southwest monsoon winds, which approaches the Indian coastline from the Arabian Sea region, and this is why the rainfall arrives first in the state of Kerala. Now Kerala's geography has a very important role in determining the scale of rainfall and how the rainfall does not get translated towards the other coast, that is towards the eastern coastal state of Tamil Nadu. Now Kerala becomes the first stretch of the Indian mainland that stands directly into the path of southwest monsoon when it reaches the Indian coastline. There is also another very important geographical fact relating to the state of Kerala. Parallel to the state's coastline lies the Western Ghats. Western Ghats are the continuous mountain chain which acts as a giant wall when it comes across the southwest monsoon regions. Now these monsoon or moisture laden heavy winds, southwest monsoon, when they interact with this giant wall in form of the, what you can say, Western Ghats, they are forced to rise upwards, and as the water system, by forcing it to interact with the rainfall, moves upward, it leads to precipitation in the region known as orographic rainfall. So this condensation of water vapor, by uplifting, it leads to clouds and rain, particularly in the coastline of the Kerala, and this is what is leading to this particular monsoon system. As the prevailing winds from the Arabian Sea interacts with the Western Ghats located in the coast of Kerala, the water uplifts, and this intensifies the condensation, which leads to rainfall in the southern coast of the Kerala. But on the other side, on the different half of the Western Ghats, this is called as a rain shadow region, and this is where the coast of Tamil Nadu actually lies. So as Tamil Nadu coast falls in the rain shadow region, there is no amount of rainfall that the Tamil Nadu witnesses due to southwest monsoon. And this brings me to another half of the question. Why don't states like Tamil Nadu and Gujarat get the monsoon first, and why does Kerala gets the monsoon first? So we have understood why the Kerala gets monsoon first. Now let us understand why don't Tamil Nadu and Gujarat get the monsoon first. As I told you again, Tamil Nadu lies on the southeastern side of the Indian subcontinent peninsula, and this falls in the rain shadow region of the Western Ghats, and that is why the winds, when they cross this Western Ghats, they lose much of their moisture due to rainfall in the Kerala coast, and therefore when they cross this mountain, they do not have any moisture, which will result into rainfall in the coastline of Tamil Nadu. Now let's talk about the state of Gujarat. You need to understand geographically, from Kerala and Tamil Nadu, Gujarat lies much further up in the north, and because it lies much further up in the north, the rainwater system or the rain bearing southwestern winds needs more strength before from getting moisture into Arabian Sea before they will result into rainfalls in Gujarat. So rainfall in Gujarat will gradually happen, but it will happen much late as comparison to the states of Kerala. So this was all for today's discussion. I hope I've made it clear why the monsoon system in India interacts or reaches the western coast first, and why it leads into rainfall, particularly in the state of Kerala, not so much in the state of Karnataka or Tamil Nadu, or for that matter, not so much in the state of Gujarat. Now, before we move ahead and solve the questions that have appeared in UPSC exam, you need to understand, right now we have started to take admissions in our resolution batches. These batches have already started. Another batch is going to start on 27th of May. To take admissions to one of these batches, which are now subscribing to the smart model that we have talked about many times, this batch helps you in qualifying your UPSC exam. Right? To take admissions to one of these batches, just go to our website, and before making the payment, if you apply this code ATS Live, you're gonna get maximum discounts on all the courses. Okay, so this was all for today's discussion. Now this is the question that I want you to solve. This is very easy question. The seasonal reversal of winds is a typical characteristic of which kind of climate? This question appeared in 2014, so do let me know the correct answer in the comment section. And the ones who are waiting to download the notes, you can go to this particular Telegram channel called as ATS Live. If you have troubles in locating the channel, you can always scan this QR code as well. So this is all from my side for today. Please have a very good day. Tomorrow is the prelims exam, so the ones who are going to appear in the exam, I wish you all the best. Please stay tuned to this channel. We will be discussing the paper tomorrow itself. So this is all from my side for today. We'll see each other again tomorrow. Please have a very good weekend.